Welcome back to Live and Breathe Horses. We were doing a little video about having your horse standing still for getting on. Just teaching them good manners, to be safe. So for getting off, I'm thinking people don't have so much trouble with the getting off because it's all done and finished. You're not going anywhere. I'm guessing that the horses are much easier to stand still. Not really a thing for me because I'm very, very, very particular about manners and the safety of the getting off and getting on. Anyway, so for getting off, ideally that you have a mounting block and you step off onto that, because of course the getting on and getting off, it's that you're not twisting the horse's back and pulling the saddle as you do it. First thing, as we said in the getting on one, is about keeping yourself still and calm. So some nice deep breaths, wiggling your toes, being grounded, making sure you're very present and still in the place where you are, not thinking out there, which would really affect your horse. So ideally to step off onto a platform. I had a very good mounting block in my last place, which was actually built when I was pregnant, because of course when you're going to get off, the first thing you're going to do is lean forward, and when you're 8 months pregnant you can't. So I literally had to get off like very up straight, and I think in the end I even had to do it this way, putting my leg over there, which is really dangerous, because if your horse moves off, you're going to slide off backwards. So always leaning forward and putting your leg over the back, and ideally onto a mounting block. If not, then ideally both feet out the stirrups. Make sure your ankles, especially if you've been on for a while, it's not a bad idea just to move your legs and your ankles a bit before you get off. And then to make sure you clear the horse's hindquarters getting on and off, that you don't clip them on the back with your leg, and then just to slip over. And your horse probably getting off, I'm thinking, is going to be fine standing still. I've had a really bad knee. I'm just going to get back on again. Hey, Biscuit. Stand square. There we go. I've had a really bad knee, so I've actually been getting off and leaving one foot in the stirrup till I'm down to save my knee. So I've been doing here and then sliding down like that. But that's, like I say, much better to take both feet out completely. It's much safer to have both feet out than keep a foot in. I'm thinking, hey Biscuit, I know you've been very patient. I'm thinking that that's a bit of a Western way to do. And of course, by springing up, making sure I'm not pulling the saddle over. Some people are very, very insistent about always using a mounting block, which is always the best. But again, it all depends. I had somebody saying that to me, and they held my outside stirrup and actually said, oh, actually your saddle doesn't move at all because I've got such long legs and I can spring on. So yeah, always better to take both feet out, adjust your ankles, make sure you're still. If your horse was going to move, just to correct, and then let go. And make sure they're happy standing still, that you feel still. If they're going to move off, a little correction and then let go again. That we're never trying to hold them still, because then obviously if you don't let go when they're doing what you want, how do they know that's what you want? So yeah, a nice swing over the back and then just slide down gently. And of course, as you get to the ground, bend your knees and your ankles, that you don't feel stiff or tight when you hit the ground, especially if it's a long way down. And then, of course, for me, the first thing, as soon as I get off, I like to do is just let the girth down a couple of holes, and then go and unsaddle and give them a nice little massage where the saddle's been. Always a lovely way to finish off, isn't it, Biscuit? What do you think? Hey? Hey, Biscuit's he's been very patient because we've been faffing around filming for ages, and the other horses are all over there and running past and doing all funny things, and you're just really dying to get off and join them, aren't you, Biscuit? Anyway, thank you for being a good boy and being as patient, and thank you for joining us today, and I look forward to see you next time.